The way she is saying this
Steph,
is if she
ahead.
says it, good morning, and
good morning.
like looks over, like I'm serious. It's crazy.
Yo, like just wake up. What up, nigga? Yup, TMZ Verified the podcast. I'm Wyld.
I'm Steph.
What up, Steph?
Hi, Wyld.
New week, new drama. Ever so often, a random person on the internet decides, you know what I could do to be famous?
Piss everybody off.
And what's the best way to piss people off? Just sprinkle a little bit of
Racism.
So there is a TikToker, y'all. Her name is Lilly Gaddis. And I know people are like, stop giving this girl a platform and press and all that, but we gotta talk about this. Also, racism ain't never need a platform in history. People still be racist. So Lilly Gaddis is a TikToker who she was in a TikTok video, otherwise boring TikTok video, just like her cooking up some food for her, presumably like her family.
Yes.
And then she out of nowhere goes, N-word, which I can't even say the N-word because we're a news organization, so I can't be like the word, even though I'm black. But like, she dropped the bomb. So we're gonna talk about that. Also, a couple months ago, Steph and I, we were really pissed off when the Quiet on Set drama happened because we were like, where is Ariana Grande? Because
where is she?
Biggest star from Nickelodeon.
You have to comment as a public figure on something that is this public.
Ariana Grande, y'all, she's officially spoken out. We'll tell y'all what she said.
And what we think of the response.
Oh, I didn't know we had thoughts. And we actually have this week a genuine, I mean, we say it every week. We have a genuine Gypsy Rose update because, go ahead.
But this one's an actual update to where this might change some things going further.
Okay.
Based off her actions.
Based off her actions?
We're going to tell you what the action was, what the consequence of the action might be.
And there's also more Gypsy.
One thing I'm good at is clickbait. Don't give me a platform to clickbait on, and I will give it.
Wait, y'all, in other Gypsy news, we also going to tell y'all about Gypsy's sexual experiences in prison. We find out Gypsy was getting down with the get down.
You knew it.
Kind of.
Okay.
All right. I want to start with this TikToker, y'all. So there's a TikToker, you know, they're giving her this like trad wife title, which do you really know? Do you know what that means? Like a trad wife? Oh, so like a trad wife is a traditional wife.
But what they're saying is like a Midwestern, very Republican, straight at, and I'm saying that based off of, not my opinion, guys, based off of what people on TikTok are saying and Instagram and everywhere, that she is a trad wife, traditional,
conservative,
home cooking wife.
Asian
wife.
So Lilly posted a video of herself. She filmed herself. She was like cooking, preparing food or whatever. And she made an unnecessary reference to some N-words. Play the clip.
You're getting the opinion of some dumb whores and immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card. Yes, they are probably gold diggers, but that's the exception. I'm the rule. Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass niggas.
Go ahead, Steph, because you look worked up right now.
All right. So, guys, I'm going to break this down for you in a way that doesn't actually make me burst into flames. This is what she's saying in the TikToks. She's talking about how most people generalize girls being gold diggers and like going after certain men in order to be married. And clearly in the clip, she's wearing an apron, okay? Yeah. She's wearing an apron, cooking. What she's trying to say in a horrible way, could not be worse way, is that she is the exception to like marrying for money, essentially, because her type doesn't fall into that category. She says her type is like a hippie vibe, like she explains what her husband's job is, saying like, but when she's saying all this stuff, who gives a fuck what she's talking about?
I ain't even hear the other context of the story.
The only thing that
matters, on the boat and
I'm just trying to give context on what she's like. There's no reasoning for it, no rationale on what she's talking about, but that's the context she said it in. Right. And then she drops gold diggers, fresh off the boat immigrants, and the N-word.
Unnecessarily, though.
And casually. And it's so casual that you can tell this woman, and this is factual, the way she is saying this is if she says it, good morning, and like looks over, like I'm serious. It's crazy.
Yo, like just wake up. What up, nigga?
Like truly.
Come on. So she got a bunch of backlash. Her TikTok actually has been suspended, so her account is down. The video is technically taken off of TikTok. She responded to the backlash, though, in like a non-apology video. And
look at her shirt.
Here's what she said.
So a recent video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community, and all the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care.
So I want to emphasize that she's wearing a New York City shirt and it has American flag on it. Let's start there. Next up, she is saying in an apology in quotes, kind of just emphasizing, I meant what I said and I said what I meant.
All right, so here's the thing. Like, what I'm not about, like, I don't have time for is to go back and forth about white people's right to use the N-word and argue about the Fourth Amendment. Like, that ain't what we here for. Also, white people, y'all want to use the N-word so much, use it. Just say it. But don't say it on Twitter. Like, say it out in public so somebody can punch you in your face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody want to use the N-word, but nobody want to use the N-word. Say it. And it's just like, I feel like Lilly, she's doing that thing that a lot of conservative people do where they just say really messed up things just to get people's attention. Like, and the bottom line is she thinks that the entire conservative media is stupid. And you want to know why? Because Lilly went on Twitter Spaces last night, and when they asked her, Lilly, why do you even want to be a conservative media talking head? Why do you want to do this? And she basically said, because y'all dumb enough to pay me and I'm broke. Play the clip.
Why do you want to pursue this as a career, as like an e-girl, a right-wing e-girl, instead of helping out behind the scenes and just being a distant that way, having a family and being a wife?
Well, if I had the option to be a wife, then I would 100% be a wife. However, that is not an option at this point. Unless I decide to start panhandling on the street, I have to make money somehow. I've already pushed myself in this by alienating myself from basically the whole world. Everyone is after me. Why not go in this direction?
You know what I'm most upset about?
What?
The fact that she starts off her apology. I know we're talking about the clip that she's just talking, but she started her apology off by saying, I've seemed to upset members of a certain community. I want to emphasize that this girl is either so out of touch that she thinks she's only offending people from that community, or she's so trying to be famous from this one thing that we need to stop not only giving people platforms like this, but you will never be able to make a TikTok account again.
Never.
You will never
Take
be
it
able
down.
to get a brand deal ever again. This fact that she can talk in this clip to whoever this is about how she's creating a income for herself by being like this.
Making shit up. Yep.
We need to stop that. Now, I know we're talking about her currently. We are in a news organization. This is literally our jobs to cover the news. She is, at this point, newsworthy because who is that insane? My issue is all of these brands do not ever sponsor her.
No.
TikTok take her account down and don't ever be able to use another email. Make sure she takes her Instagram account. This is what I'm saying. You can't profit off of this.
Yeah, no, there shouldn't be like and I think she also is, the fact that she think conservative media is this stupid, they're not gonna put you on Fox and on any other conservative news outlet and you spewing the N-word and things that are like blatantly offensive. If your goal is to be the queen of conservative Twitter, go ahead, sis, do your thing. But
this
like,
is not a Tommy Loren
because even
situation.
Tommy Loren would probably not get on a public platform and say things that are just slurs or like
she went on The View and said she was pro-choice. Like the way that these people are different is
that's
like,
what I'm saying. Like,
you're not a journalist, Lilly.
No, and there's a difference between having a conservative opinion, which is like, I can respect your opinion whether I disagree with it or not, than like just
being racist and a piece of shit.
Racist and hurtful to groups of people. And meanwhile, all the conservatives on Twitter like, yes, she our conservative queen. She don't even care about y'all.
Even some of the conservatives are commenting, you're way out of line. This is insane. And that's when you know you've like really crossed the line.
I will say though, these are the only kind of scams I support. If you create a fake persona to scam a bunch of bigoted, racist white people out of their money, I can support this.
What I want to know is I want to open up the chat right now. Do you think that these people, do you think based off of Lilly's specific situation, is this because she was raised in a certain element that she like thinks this is genuinely her opinion and thoughts, which is concerning? Or do you think that she is trying to get famous in terms of making an income and this is also concerning? Which concerning is it?
Steph, I'm glad you asked that because there is a tweet and there are actually a series of tweets from a Twitter account that is believed to have been owned by Lilly from back in the day. And the Twitter account was the exact opposite of this type of stuff that she's putting out now. So calling out people who were saying racist things. In one tweet, the account explicitly says discriminating against someone for their race is racism. Look it up in the dictionary. So no, Lilly is probably honestly not even racist.
Okay.
The thing is, she just is a shorter line to be bigoted and extremely offensive than it is to simply just gain popularity because of your talent or because people like you, Lilly. I know it's hard, but it's possible.
And again, we don't need to be, like she says in her quote, and I quote Lilly, panhandling on the street might be a better option.
Might be. I would rather panhandle on the street than be a effed up person.
And that's what I want the comments to go ablaze. Whatever platform we post this on, I want your opinion on what do you think goes through someone's head when they are like, I'd rather be, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it doesn't, like,
so
it's
Lilly
insane.
is literally only doing this to scam
That's
conservative
what I'm saying,
media.
yes.
So now my question for the conservative media is this your queen? Because she ain't ours.
I really don't think so. Like,
No.
I'm not a
they're pissed.
conservative,
No,
but
they're
what I'm
pissed.
saying is based off the comments I'm seeing, the conservatives are even like, you are making us look bad.
Exactly.
Like, there's a, like,
we don't know her.
Where you know the line is when the conservatives are saying, you made me look
You actually messed up. Yeah.
So that's what I want to.
We will not be following this story.
We will not be following the story. If any brand ever reaches out to her in any capacity, you are not only not being used in my world, but in any of my friends. And Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you need to come up with a better way to, like, make sure this stuff doesn't happen.
Honestly.
And shut down their account immediately once racism or offensive, I would say even like calling people immigrants and not fresh off the boat is insane.
Unfortunately, racism is allowed on X now. Sell it back. Elon, sell it back to whoever you bought it from because we don't. I would like to live in a world where people just can't say fucked up things.
I just wish that I want everyone in the comments down below, wherever we post this on, to give your opinion. Do you think that people like this should ever be able to create an account on any platform ever again? Especially if she's doing it to profit and make money. And like doing it as a scam.
It's all a scam. The biggest part is the scam. Like, she don't even believe this shit.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're just like actually racist,
But
let's
she don't
cancel
even
you.
believe it.
She doesn't even believe it. That's worse.
All right, let's move on. I'm sweating. Ariana Grande.
I'm like so mad. Okay.
Ariana Grande, she's speaking out about the Quiet on Set documentary that dropped a few months ago. She says things like it was devastating for her to watch. And she also gave some tips for like how to make the environment safer. Let's play a little bit of that now.
I'm still in real time processing my relationship to it. Speaking specifically about our show, I think that was something that we were convinced was like the cool thing about us is that like we pushed the envelope with our humor and the innuendos were like, we were told and convinced as well that it was like the cool differentiation. Yeah. And I don't know, I think it just all happened so quickly. And now looking back on some of the clips, I'm like, that's, damn, like really?
I want to focus on one thing here.
Okay.
So for her most recent music video, That Boy Is Mine, Penn Badgley was this main character in it with her. And that's why she went on this podcast. Now, I say that to say, great question from Penn Badgley because we have not heard Ariana Grande
talk about this in
any capacity. So let's start with that.
Okay.
Next thing, she makes it clear that this whole time that we've been saying she hasn't really commented and blah, 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 she just hasn't, she's been talking with her friends and clearly in her close circles about how she feels about this, that it's wrong and that looking back, it's not very tasteful. My issue with it is that, and the only reason you're talking about it publicly right now is because Penn was in your music video.
That's my issue with Ariana Grande, though. Like, she is almost like...
This should have been an IG story the second that Dan Schneider got.
Or even if it was like a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month later.
And maybe you don't even be controversial. Maybe you just share your experience. Say, hey, I didn't have this bad experience, but I really am here for all the people that were on the same show, the network as me.
I don't even have, that made me, I'm livid. But I didn't know that little bit of information. So the only reason that she even on this damn podcast is because...
Correct. That's where I was like disheartened.
I was actually clapping for her a little bit because I'm like, maybe she took some time to evaluate. She didn't want to say the wrong things. Damn.
Again, another thing they touched on in this podcast is that Penn makes a good, another thing that they touched on in this episode of the podcast is that when these offensive, crude humor, disgusting things are going live on networks or websites, as Ariana says, it goes through 40 different adults. And that's what they really touch on in this podcast, is that it's not the kids or Ariana's responsibility to look back and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. There are 40 different, they said 40 in the podcast, that's why I'm saying 40, different people that it goes through in order to get to the show on air. It is their responsibility.
Wow. You really came to work today, huh, Stephanie? No.
Yeah, that's right. There's nothing to say because it's like it went through how many people like to go to the public.
Right.
And she's even saying on websites the stuff that didn't go through the public because they don't want to get sued.
They posted
it goes on the website.
Nick.com.
And we're talking sucking on her toes and attempting to milk a potato like it's a penis and pouring water on herself as she lays on the edge of a bed, like sexually.
Right. Yeah, really disturbing stuff. So Ariana, she was on Sam and Cat for how long?
I think it was 4 years, but let's not quote me on that.
It was 2009 to I think about 2014. So
4 years.
4 or 5-ish years. It just seems, like I said, it just seems a little like.
And it wasn't just that; it was Victorious as well.
She was on Victorious.
Yeah, so they also, the same Dan Schneider, Victorious. And Victorious was first, and then they really pushed the envelope by doing the Cat and Sam thing, and they did more crazy stuff.
Okay.
I didn't even know what the sexual innuendos were back then, but I just knew that sucking on your toes was not something I wanted to be doing.
Yeah, it never
that
seemed
was the
like,
weirdness.
Yeah, like something I want to be doing is sucking on somebody.
Right. And, you know, my mom was not the type of mom to, and then this is where we can give our true, honest opinions on what your mom also thought.
Right.
My mom was not the kind of mom to sit there and watch things with me. She'd give me rules. No Tila Tequila, no Next Bus, no Bachelor when I'm, like, underage. But Victorious and these...
Next Bus was
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
That was my...
They'd be like, you're fat, next.
Next.
Can't, no.
You walk out of next.
So I had my rules, but at the same time, Victorious definitely pushed the envelope. But the issue is like Cat and Sam and Cat, whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember feeling uncomfortable watching it, but not knowing why. And my mom wasn't the kind of mom that was like sitting with me watching. So I never went, hey, Mom, why are they sucking on toes? I just knew it made me feel weird.
Okay.
And I was a pretty progressive kid. Like, you know, like I wasn't like a weirdo. Like I was like, oh, yeah, this is cool.
Okay.
I thought that was weird back then. Even then.
You know what I would have liked Ariana Grande to talk about?
What?
The fact that she's dating Ethan Slater after he left his estranged wife. And
we can't talk about that
child.
anymore because Sabrina Carpenter is also dating Barry Keoghan and has that new music video, and they are giving mirrored energy, and I support both.
You support alleged home wreckation?
Listen, they need to...
You go, everybody's grown. I just want her to talk about Ethan Slater. Like, bro.
I'm going to get canceled if I continue.
Go ahead.
This. I think that...
If you lose your man to somebody, it
no,
be Ariana Grande.
That's
what you about
not
to say?
what I said. I think there's a time and place for everything, and there's a time and place for just like being like, I'm not happy. If I have a kid with, I want to ask you a question. I call you up 6 years. I go, hey, I know I just popped out a kid 8 months ago. I'm not happy with Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
Can I leave?
My answer is no. You better stay with your man.
Wyld.
You know? No, I'm like, what time you want me to come over there, pick you up so we can pack your shit and get you out of there? Like, I get it. Okay.
And even in her song, now that you reference, she says that her friend comes and picks her up. It's time.
So over it. By the way, Dalton Gomez went public with his, Ariana Grande's ex, Dalton Gomez, went public with his new girlfriend.
How long do you think Ethan Slater and Ariana are
honestly, longer than I thought they would last.
No, how long are they going to last?
I think
Comment down
probably
below.
like another year.
I'm doing this new thing where I scout the comments because I just want to hear.
And then you don't read them on the show.
Yes,
so
but I read them in my room.
All right, move along.
How long are they going to date for, you think?
I don't know.
Make it a prediction
years.
so we can come back to this.
It's already been 2 years.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
Do you think they're going to get married?
No.
I do.
Why would she get married to Ethan Slater?
Because I think she like dates differently than you.
You think she dates down intentionally? Yo.
Think about every man. Pete Davidson, Dalton Gomez.
Ethan Slater.
I'm not going to talk shit on Mac Miller because I think he's a little bit better than her.
He was way cooler.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to include him. Who'd she before that?
No, Big Sean was bigger than her, though. Big Sean made her cooler.
We're talking about cool.
Big Sean was way cooler than Ariana Grande.
Not now. Okay, anyway, continue.
All right, let's move on.
Hold on.
Got your papers together over there?
Okay, goodbye.
Yep. All right, y'all. We do this every week. Same time, same place.
Give me my cue.
Steph, hit it.
Gypsy Rose update. Gypsy Rose, jip, jip. Oh, we got a little flare going. Gypsy Rose goes on the attack. You're just mad because I have a Chad. Last time I checked, you don't have a man. That could also go into our rap song.
So Gypsy Rose this week posted this random video on social media. No context, which honestly, I really like a good no context video. Just drop the video and let us figure it out. No context, so we're going to give y'all no context. This is just Gypsy Rose laying in her bed, and here's what she said.
Oh, honey, I am so not threatened by you. My man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. You're just mad because I have a Chad. And last time I checked, you don't have a man. So, looks like you're the one that's panini pressed. Call a spade, honey. Keep making content.
Okay.
My first question is, who teaching Gypsy Rose these slang terms?
She really went, what's the slang in 2024? And then like...
Go. You're the one that's panini pressed. Bitch. Like, she didn't say the bitch part, but like, might as well.
The best part about this, no context.
We don't know what it's about.
Now, mind you, can I give my... You told me to give...
Oh, so Steph has a theory about the Gypsy Rose video. Steph, hit us.
Okay. So, I can't say exactly who the TikToker is because we don't know for sure, and I don't want to blow her spot up.
Right.
Part of my job here at TMZ is to find stories for our socials. I found the story, obviously. It was on our site, like blah, blah, blah. My job is to find who the hell she's talking about. When I tell you that it usually takes me 10 seconds, and this took me an hour, I still am not sure who she is talking about based off of TikTok's responses. Now, I mean, there's a million videos on TikTok, but they're saying that, okay, this is the theory, that said TikToker, let's call her Blair. Not her name.
Blair.
Gypsy Rose's man messaged Blair on the side saying to come to his place of work.
Allegedly.
To visit, allegedly. Said Blair is a TikToker as well. She outed Gypsy's man because to kind of, I mean, help Gypsy.
To be like a girl's girl, be like, your man cheating on you.
Yes, but also to flex a little bit. Because I would just done I would have done a private DM, but that's me. I love Gyp. And then this was Gypsy's response. That's what apparently...
That's what the internet is saying.
The internet is saying. I'm not saying it. The internet is. I work at TMZ. Thank you.
TikTok streets are talking. So whoever this Blair alleged TikTok person is, I'm going to have to look more into this because...
You don't need to look more into it. Did it for an hour. That's her.
Okay.
You just can't say her name on the pod.
All right. So on other Gypsy Rose news, Gypsy Rose is opening up about...
You have to give your opinion on what you think.
That's my opinion.
You have nothing to say about her man messaging another woman?
I got nothing to say, and we're 25 minutes in and we got to keep going. Another Gypsy Rose news. And by the way, if her man messages another woman, context matters. What was the message?
Shouldn't be jamming.
Wow. Okay, moving on. Gypsy Rose, this is exactly why Gypsy should not care that much, because Gypsy Rose opened up on a recent episode of her Life After Lockup, the Gypsy Rose story. It's not really called that, but mostly.
You are their biggest fan.
Gypsy Rose said on the second episode of her Lifetime series that she experimented with her sexuality while she was in prison. And why are you giving Gypsy Rose the side eye, Stephanie?
I'm not. I'm just waiting to hear what you have to say.
All right. Gypsy Rose said, quote, a big part of womanhood is learning to become comfortable with your sexuality. And for years, I wasn't, is what Gypsy said. She goes on to say, for a long time, I questioned my own sexuality because when I was a teenager and a preteen, I felt like I was attracted to girls. And I got to experiment with that in prison. She says she thinks she kissed more girls than she has guys in her life.
Okay. The reason I gave you that look is because I called this, and I think it's great.
What'd you say?
That there was going to be stories about her other romantic relationships other than the guy that she married when she came out of prison. And we're hearing a little bit of the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, the girl-on-girl thing is besides the point. I'm just excited to know that Gypsy was getting down in prison.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, it's like the freak who you want to freak.
That's what
But Gypsy was dipping it low, picking it up slow.
And we need to chronicle erotica, lyrical.
And like, what's her type? Like, what's your flavor, Gypsy? Do you like them black?
She goes, whoever's here.
Who's ever locked up that week? I don't know.
Because at that point, your whole life, you have no sexual interaction. You go into prison, you go, who wants me?
I hear they be getting down in prison.
It's crazy. Have you seen Orange is the New Black?
Yeah, but I think that was a show.
I'm just saying.
Based on a true story, though.
You know it's going down.
If you went to prison, it's like, I'm joking. Ah! All right.
How often would you visit me in prison if I was in there?
Once a year.
Excuse me?
I don't want to go to prisons.
What if I was down the street? Castaic.
Is that a prison?
Yes. How often? Down the street.
Once a season?
Okay. Goodbye.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
I would like to bring up the fact that they really don't like when we say that we love Gypsy Rose. Somebody in the comments said, I cannot support a podcast that glorifies
Okay, so when your mom feeds you with a tube, okay, POV, your mom feeds you with a tube, she doesn't let you do anything.
Confines you to a wheelchair.
Confines you to a wheelchair, makes you do surgeries that you literally don't need, and eats gluttonous amounts of food in front of you, and you have to eat through a tube, and you can fully have a life and you don't. You tell me.
We are a little hypocritical, though, because we were just trashing the girl at the top of the show for doing something crazy.
What'd she
now
do?
She's racism.
Okay, no, but that's
and now we're
so
like, Gypsy
different.
Rose murdered her mama. Okay, we got to get out of here. Bye. We'll talk about it next week. Let us know.
I'm feuding with everyone in the comments right now.
We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.